The worst outbreaks in fiction. That is what we are going to be talking about today. Okay, now understand this. I've gone over zombies. I've gone over Dead Space. I've gone over the Flood many times. And looking at this, I'm probably going to have to talk about a few of those again. However, okay, when I'm talking about them, I'm purely talking about, hey, yo, if that zombie, if that necromorph comes up to me, what are the chances of, Giga Chad Ethan being able to beat them, okay? A+ Aurologist, S tier. What are my chances to be able to beat them? Not that good. I'll be real. Unless you're a walker from The Walking Dead, I don't think I have a chance, okay? But we're not just going to be going over zombies. No. We're going to be going over the Simian Flu from the Planet of the Apes movies, the Wildfire Virus from Walking Dead, the Flare from the Maze Runner books, to the hybrid chimeras from Resistance. We got a lot that we're going to be going through, okay? I kind of stretched the definition of Outbreak just a little bit to be able to fit some of these on here, because I just want to talk about them on this beautiful Thursday. I don't really know, brother. It's Michigan. It's real hot. Michigan 411 gang superiority 100%, but oh my... It's very hot up here. I'm just gonna be honest. It's crazy. Okay, I'm doing this to cope. Okay, air conditioning's off. I'm gonna be sweating profusely throughout this entire thing. So if you want to support the channel, okay, please sort of like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year. 500,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6 is the goal. We're gonna be going through: would we survive these outbreaks in fiction? Let's go. The Simian Flu from Planet of the Apes, okay? Now imagine this, okay? We make monkeys smart. We make monkeys pretty smart. We make apes pretty smart. And then there's a pathogen that kind of gets developed in between them because we try to create a medicine that can reverse Alzheimer's. And I'm gonna be, you know what, let's do an Alzheimer's rant. Brother, I don't want Alzheimer's. I don't want dementia. But if I do, I want to be documented. I want to be documented, and I want to do reaction videos to my content. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, bro. If you told me, hey, yo, Ethan, sorry, dog, you're going to have dementia. And you're going to have dementia around here, and here. And I'm going to be like, that sucks, bro. What do you want to do? Get me a reaction channel? I'm going to be reacting to my old videos, and I'm going to be like, who? What? Who is this guy? That's what I wanted to do. I'm going to be real. If you gave me the chance to erase my memory, I would watch my own videos. That's how confident I am in my product, okay, if I'm being for real. Now, to wrap it back to Planet of the Apes. We try to create a medicine that's able to make us so we can reverse it. It works pretty well, but it ends up creating some type of prion disease. And that prion disease, brother, prion diseases are a whole other thing, okay? Because they are not affected by antibiotics in the slightest. And then people start getting infected and infected over and over again. And it takes out a solid 80% of the global population. And on top of that, as the virus is adapting, it basically makes dementia just you just catch dementia now, and it reverts you to an animalistic type of mental capacity. At the same time, it makes apes very smart. Okay, think of Plague.io. Think of their version of it. That's essentially what happened. Okay, and if I'm looking at the Simian Flu, I am mentally degenerating. If I wasn't already taken out, and I have to face apes, brother, I'm sorry, dog. I'm putting this. We're cooked. We are cooked. In all reality, we are not handling this one, bro. It's a prion disease. Ugh. Brother, we have almost nothing to work with this. Brother, prion diseases are so bad that whenever we get a whiff of one of those being the case, we basically just pretend like that doesn't exist. If we ever hear about mad cow disease, we just ice all of the cows. We don't take a risk, bro. No. We're getting it done immediately, okay? I'm sorry. We're putting this in cooked. The World War Z outbreak from the books. I'm actually going to be doing the books on this one because the movies is pretty similar. The only thing that's a little bit different is that they run. But the one thing in World War Z is they have super strength. Yes, no, they do have a heightened level of strength. It's described that there was a 9-year-old zombie that nearly broke the wrist of a Navy SEAL just by squeezing it. And they're so hilariously durable that they don't even bother trying to use like conventional weapon tactics against them at aiming for center mass. They actually have to aim up here. And they have to go out of their way to be like, part of the problem with trying to face the zombies is that we had to redo the entirety of our warfare because our warfare is set up to take on other combatants. Now, what happens if you're taking out a combatant that is not conventional even in the slightest in terms of their warfare? Logistically, we were drained very, very quickly. You had companies that were actively lying about like treatments that they can do for it. It's a full plot point here. They thought it was rabies when it actually wasn't rabies. It was actually supernatural. So they created a treatment for rabies, and then people got the treatment, and then these people would get infected by the zombies because they thought they were all safe, and then it turns out it would actually made the spread even worse and worse and worse. And then you have the wars on the inside, because what ended up happening is that the higher-ups, okay, basically people at a Diddy level of fame, were treating this as like a TLC TV show, being like Pimp My Ride, and they would sew off their zombie survival vehicle, and then they would sew off their, hey yo bro, check out my bunker, and then they would sew off their bunker while people were starving, so it caused a lot of rebellion and infighting. And then India and Pakistan launched a nuke at each other. No, brother, the World War Z novel is hype, dude. It's hype. This entire time it's going on, there's like nukes being launched here, rebellions here, the entirety of Russia had another civil war on top of there. There's a whole lot. It's actually insane. And like, oh my goodness, I might have to do a breakdown of the World War Z novel. Because there's a lot of conflicts that are going on now that you're like, wow, that weirdly connects to the book. Why does the book connect really well? I don't want to get too much until we cover the book, but I'm going to put the World War C one, okay? If we actually had to deal with it, brother, I'm sorry, this would actually be tough. And you want to know why it would be tough? Because in the universe of World War Z, like, logistically, we are taxed to our utmost limit. The zombies are hilariously durable on top of super strength, and people just have a standardized distrust of absolutely everybody. Would it be over? It would be over 6 months. Yeah, it would be over 6 months. We aren't cooked, but it would be tough. I think putting it there is pretty valid. The Wildfire Virus from The Walking Dead. Yes, that is the actual name. Brother, I need y'all to state this. There are running jokes inside of this channel. And one of those running jokes is I disrespect the hell out of The Walking Dead. Brother, I think the walkers from this are the easiest zombie variant of all time. I'm sorry, dog. When a 130-pound, 5'4" little old lady can walk up to you and basically take you out with one punch. Brother, I'm getting through this. Dog, there was a guy named Abraham that put on duct tape on his hands and he was able to take out a bunch of them. I'm sorry, dog. The walkers are not a threat. And I think you like, at least with World War Z, they go out of their way to explain to you how humanity fell. And they fell due to A, B, and C, and it makes sense, okay? When you're looking at the outbreak of the walkers, they purposely don't want to tell you too much because they realize it doesn't make sense at all. And I'm going to be real with you. I disrespect that. I do. I'm sorry. Literally zero problems. Zero problems. We're wrapping that up in like a week. I'm sorry. It would be a crazy thing. There would probably be a trend about it. I'm sorry, dog. We would create an app. We would create another version of Pokemon Go, but it would be like zombies go away. And then you would actually be able to get a score streak on how many you could get rid of, and then people would be setting records. I'm sorry, bro. Zero problems. Easy. The Scorch from the Maze Runners. Okay, imagine this. Humanity gets hit with a solar flare, which takes out the entirety of our infrastructure, takes down our food, and infects people with essentially a zombies virus. Okay? Solar flare wipes out the entirety of our power grid, sets us back, causes these events that, again, change our entire way of life. And on top of that, you have what is essentially like a sunburned zombie apocalypse. That's essentially what happens. All of those combined and how infectious it is to the point that we had to resort to putting people inside of a maze to basically farm them for like a cure. And I'm going to be real with you, dog. The Maze Runner trilogy is actually underrated. I'm going to be honest with you, dog. The Maze Runner trilogy is actually an underrated trilogy at this point. It's so good. I might talk about trilogies coming up in a video. But, dude, when I'm looking at this, on top of society is already collapsed by this because that's part of it. Agriculture's gone. Powers are gone. Dude, I'm sorry. Society would collapse within like a week. Society's collapsing. And once society collapses, then we're easy pickings for the zombies. They can run. They infect you pretty easily. I'm putting this, bro. Honestly, the only thing that kind of gives us a chance is I do believe we have a few things that we can use. I'm going to put it in 6 months. I think it would take us 6 months to restore society to a somewhat degree. Maybe not back to normal, but it would take 6 months for us to get back to a pretty good spot. I'm going to put it right there. A Necromorph Outbreak from Dead Space. Okay, let's say Necromorphs just started spawning on Earth. Let's say that. Okay, let's say the Necromorphs just start spawning on Earth. Okay, they start converting biomass and Necromorphs, and they start taking out more and more people. Okay, I'm sorry, dog. We are so hilariously cooked because we wouldn't figure it out until it was too late. Take this back to like World War Z. The reason why the zombies were able to take out a large portion of humanity is because we were basically fighting a conflict against an enemy where that type of warfare doesn't really work. Now, times that by 1,000, and we're doing that against an entity that is actively adapting to take us out and of how quickly it can take over. Brother, I'm sorry. If you dropped like a Necromorph converter in like Detroit, that would take out the entirety of Detroit to the point that we would have literally our only chance is if we lost a major population center, we would have to glass that entire area because of how much it would infect everybody else. I'm sorry, dog, but even then, cooked. Brother, the entirety of Dead Space, okay, is plot armor to a degree that Isaac Clarke is like, he's a borderline supernatural figure with how much plot armor he has. Cooked! The Cordyceps Outbreak from The Last of Us. This is another one. I'm going to keep it honest with you. With the ones that we see in the video game, okay, the only thing that I think is like a major problem is how many people got affected on day one. The fact that it got into our food supply because it is a cordyceps that was able to live inside of our grain, okay? It infected a large portion of the population very, very, very early. And then from that population, we were unable to instill control. I would love a Last of Us game about the early infection. I still need that. It doesn't have to be Joel. If you don't want to do Joel, don't do Joel. I want a game about like how society fell. Okay? That's what it is. The TV show one, brother, we would wrap that thing up. We would be able to wrap that thing up because there's also the airborne element of it. It being airborne, and can I just be honest with you? Something that I think they need to play more into, I wish they did, I don't think they're going to do it anymore, is the idea that the cordyceps would go to the highest point they possibly could, and then they would grow this fungus, and then the fungus sac would pop, and then it would disperse all over the ground below it. I don't like the idea that it only happens over like super confined spaces. I like the idea that it purposely knows where to go and it uses the memories of people in order to spread as much as it possibly can. I like that idea, but it doesn't really play into it. Okay, I like... It's horror, but I think you could take that horror to another level if you played that type of game. I've talked about this multiple times. In terms of being able to survive it, I'm going to put it in the 6 months. 6 months, I think 6 months is valid, bro. I think we would be able to get it unlocked. The only problem would be how many people would be infected on day one. But outside of that, I think we'd be able to get it done. The Chimera Outbreak. Okay, so in Resistance, what ended up happening is that there was this super advanced alien species basically sent a biological weapon to humanity, and it would convert the local population into a chimera, a human-alien hybrid, okay? And they would be able to encode different instructions and inventions basically through the DNA of this chimera, and then this chimera would make machines and weapons, and then that, in turn, they would be able to make more and more powerful versions of a chimera, a human-alien hybrid, okay? And on top of that, it would start terraforming the local planet, because the reason that they do it in chimeras and not the actual alien, and this is such a cool idea, I need a Resistance reboot, dude, I need this. And the reason that they do this is because the original aliens, use the local population as a makeshift military so they can terraform it into the original aliens. So they open up a black hole in Manhattan, so that freezes the planet because they can only exist in lower temperature. And that is what the entire story of Resistance is essentially, okay? And I'm going to keep it real with you, Doug. I think the main issue that they're running into, okay, is if we weren't able to catch it early, we would have a problem. I think it goes in a tough degree because you have advanced weaponry. However, the part that we would be able to do pretty well, you ain't hiding. it's going to be very difficult to hide. And I do believe we would be able to get a lock on it fairly early, and we'd be able to kind of stamp this out, and we would be able to reverse engineer a lot of the technology because they have to make this technology here. So we would just be able to see them make stuff, and we'd be able to use that for our very own like they do in the video game. I'm going to put it in tough because you're facing like a whole military aspect of it, but I think we'd be able to get it done, but it would be pretty tough. A Flood Outbreak from Halo. Brother, what do you want me to say? There's literally nothing we can do. They adapt to literally everything we hit them with, and the moment they take over somebody that has, like, knowledge of, like, Earth's defenses and battle plans, they're able to strategize to take out people with those battle plans, okay? With the Grave Mind, the ability to not just articulate our language, but be able to plan like us and plan against us, the ability to adapt in its bioforms and to make enemies that are going to be actually specifically made to take us out. There's not much that we can do, okay? It's airborne. It's literally, it can infect you in any way that it possibly wants to, okay? Like, again, John 117, Master Chief has to have an unreal level of plot armor for him to even be competitive against the Flood. I'm sorry, dude. We're putting the Flood. We're cooked. We are cooked. Okay, there's just no way else to say it. The Raccoon City Outbreak from Resident Evil. Can I just be real with you, dog? We would nuke way quicker. Way quicker we're nuking Raccoon City. And I'll be real with you, dog. You, like, growing up is realizing that if the Umbrella Corporation was around today, there would be people defending Umbrella Corp for, like, doing the greater good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That would literally be something that would be occurring when it came to the Umbrella Corporation. However, okay, outside of, like, the Lickers and, like, Nemesis, we're going to be able to wrap this one up. I'm sorry, dog. Like, oh, yeah, bro, they're super durable. Brother, I am going to just speed walk away. Unless it's Nemesis throwing a Superman punch to the back of my head, I think I got this. I'll be real with you, dog, okay? I'm putting the Raccoon City Resident Evil Outbreak probably... to clear up everything, probably a month. Probably a month, bro. Not even. Probably low month, if I'm being honest. The Raids virus from 28 days later. Dog, that's literally how much time it would take to wrap this up. I'll just be honest with you, dog. We would have the 28 days later virus wrapped up within like a month and a half. Okay? The only way it actually would be kind of difficult to wrap it up is if it occurred in mainland USA. Brother, I'm sorry. The fact that the zombies can literally be starved and dehydrated out. Dog, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how many weapons we have to stop ourselves from using because they're too effective? And now we basically have just a Melissa of people that just runs at their target. That's another thing I don't buy. And they're not undead. They're infected. Okay, so this is the difference. When you're talking about like The Walking Dead, at least they're durable to the body, but they're super slow. These guys still have to operate under the same, like, biological principles that a normal human would, but they just are, they have adrenaline pumping through them. I'm sorry, dog. We're getting this wrapped up in about a month. We're quarantining, and we're just going to cause them all to starve to death. I'm sorry, 1 month, I think we got this. A Harran Virus outbreak from Dying Light. Okay, now, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a biological weapon that was created by the, I think it's the GER, the GRE, almost the GRE, okay? And it was essentially made to be a super soldier serum, and what that ended up doing was created zombies, and then at night, it creates a more powerful human, which is essentially a superhuman, and the virus plus the super soldier serum creates a zombie virus that is actively adapting to take out people. Okay. That's what I like. I like the idea that they play into the, like, a virus level element and that the virus is actively trying to spread to more and more people. So it makes its host even stronger to be able to spread to more and more people. Instead of weakening the host, it basically hijacks all of the biological principles of the human and jacks that up to 10 to make them more powerful as it controls their mind so it can infect more and more people. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. Not 0 problems. Not 1 month. The only problem that we would have with the Dying Light outbreak would be as if it's able to get to a major population center on mainland USA. I keep on saying USA. If you're able to take out a major population center in the United States, we might be cooked. we might be cooked, if I'm being honest. But the fact that this happens, okay, you want to know what the truth is? Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Brother, if Dying Light actually happened and a little village inside of the Middle East got infected with a world-threatening illness, brother, I'm sorry. They are getting glassed so quickly. Brother, like, let's just keep it truthful here. I'm sorry. If they were like, oh my goodness, bro, this one area inside of the Middle East got infected with this, okay? We have to be able to get people out. The USA would be like, but there's oil. There's oil underneath there. And it's like, yeah, but like, what are you gonna do? Well, like, we don't need the buildings. What are you talking about? Listen. We can accomplish two things. You want, the zombies to be gone, okay? We want the oil. So this is what we're gonna do. We're going to be using air-burst tactical nuclear weapons, and we're going to take out everything that's on the surface, and then we're going to be putting another oil field there where we can, then take over everybody. That is what we are going to be doing. I'm sorry, that is legitimately what would happen with Dying Light. That's the most realistic way that it would play out. I'm sorry, dog. That we'd be taking advantage of a situation, okay? I think, honestly, it would take probably 6 months to get this one under wraps. I do. Yeah, I think 6 months is fair. And there you go. That is me ranking outbreaks on would humanity survive them. If this video was entertaining you, please sort of like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers before the release of, 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year. 500,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6. We're on track of it because of the support of you guys. And if you want more videos like this, go into the comment section, leave a suggestion. We got a whole bunch of different stuff coming to the channel. We have different content types. I'm experimenting with editing. I wanna put a little bit more effort in with like cutaways and like footage. Yeah, bro, we're leveling up over here. I'm really blessed to be able to do. I'm thinking about launching a Patreon for like videos that I can't put on here. There's a few videos that I know you guys want that I can't put on here, so I'd have to put it on a Patreon. And if you guys want to support that, let me know. Send me some love in the comment section down below. And I am blessed to be able to do what I do. And I hope to see you in the next video. Adios, guys.